At the acceptable time I have heard you. Now is the acceptable time. This is the day of salvation. Over these last days I have been hit by the fact that this now is of a cosmic nature. I have heard recently different examples of the way that the now has been accepted or refused, perhaps for all eternity. The other day I was praying for a young mother who was already in palliative care. That meant that the morphine pump was on, that the process of dying was probably accelerated ipso facto. The moments therefore of lucidity were diminishing. The family was somewhat concerned, and the Catholic instinct, which was still there, prompted them to ask whether she would accept a priest. Now, without judging in any way an individual, I just repeat what happened. No. Not long after that, lucidity was lost and her soul went forth with that no in the air. I am reminded in that context of something which hit me very strongly when I read how in around 1947 something similar happened. It was in death row in a prison in the States. His name was Jim Hughes. He was a Catholic by birth and initial formation, but he'd gone astray badly. Was tracked down by the law and was facing the consequences. They tried to talk to him before he was executed, but he was in any way to do with the sacred quite unapproachable. They tried the prison doctor, and I believe he spat in his face. They had to have a chaplain present at execution by state law, but the Catholic chaplain had to be very discreet and hide himself in those present. He was strapped into the electric chair and they tried one last time. He started to blaspheme horribly Almighty God in the electric chair. Suddenly, he cried out. He asked for a priest. The chaplain was there, hiding, and he came forward and alone, next to the condemned criminal, heard whatever he had to say. And gave absolution. The sheriff was taken aback and asked the chaplain what made him change. The chaplain just didn't know, he hadn't asked. So the sheriff went up to Jim in the electric chair and gently whispered in his ear, "What made you change?" And he said, "Do you remember that Negro that I hated so much? His name was Claude Newman. Well, he's standing there, right in that corner. And behind him, with her hands on his shoulders, is the Blessed Virgin Mary. And he said to me that he had obtained for him, by a sacrifice that he had made, accepting the postponement of his own execution, so that he might have this grace. He had obtained it through the intercession of our Blessed Lady, who had appeared to him and converted him. And the grace was that at that moment Jim should see his place in hell. Now, what I was thinking of today in meditating on this event, which is historically accurate, is the way that that now went through a direct intervention of heaven in the right way. I don't know anything about the other person that I just mentioned, but I just get the gut reaction that it wasn't the best way to face eternity, to say no to the means of grace that were there on offer. Now, this matters. The taking of the ashes puts us before that one ineluctable truth of our state. We must remember our size. We are dust, and unto dust we shall return. And this holy season is given us as an insurance policy, a medicine for the soul, so that every human being may face in anticipation that now, over which all eternity hangs in poise. Near here is the high cross of Monaster Bois, and in it clearly is a naked soul, standing alarmed in the balance, angels and demons on either side, both wanting their bit, and the soul wondering which way this will tip for all eternity. Questa settimana stavo pregando per una giovane mamma che era già in cura palliativa. La pompa di morfina già lavorava e i momenti di lucidità si potevano ancora contare. La famiglia di istinto cattolico ha proposto l'aiuto di un sacerdote e lei ha risposto no. Poco tempo dopo fu persa la lucidità e la sua anima è volata da qualche parte. Stavo pensando in questo contesto a quello che è accaduto nel 1947 in America, in prigione, quando qualcuno stava nella sedia elettrica dopo aver lui stesso fatto tanto male nella sua breve vita. volevano incoraggiarlo a fare qualche segno di pentimento prima di applicare la corrente elettrica, e lui bestemmiava, sputava, rifiutava qualsiasi cosa da fare con il Dio della sua gioventù. Era cattolico di formazione. Un'ultima tentativa e subito bestemmie terribili. Poi a un certo punto ha gridato e ha chiesto un sacerdote. Il cappellano è venuto e l'ha confessato. L'autorità della prigione voleva sapere perché aveva cambiato. Il prete non lo sapeva. E l'altro ha chiesto nel suo orecchio perché ha cambiato. E ha detto che un altro prigioniero morto era davanti e dietro c'era la Madonna, e quello morto aveva ottenuto grazie alla sua conversione, e la grazia era questa, che lui vedesse in quel momento il suo posto in inferno. Ho visto il mio posto in inferno e per quello ho gridato. Adesso è il tempo favorevole, dice la prima lettura. Nel primo caso di cui ho parlato, senza giudicare, senza sapere, si può dire che l'Adesso fu rifiutato. Nell'altro caso, più drammatico, fu accettato e l'Eternità fu aggiustata in 2 minuti, anzi un secondo di accettazione. Delle volte l'Eternità sta alla bilancia e tutto sta aspettando solo un sì.
Father, we adore you. Lay our life before you. How we love you. Jesus, we adore you. Lay our life before you. How we love you. Spirit, we adore you. Lay our lives